Eastbrook High had always loved Chase Wilder. He was the school's heartthrob, the star of every conversation, the boy teachers trusted and students admired. But lately, the shine on him didn't sparkle the same. Not since his father died. Not since the house that once smelled like coffee and cologne became quiet. Chase still smiled when people looked at him, still laughed when he had to. But when the halls emptied and the noise faded, grief sat beside him like an unwanted shadow he couldn't outrun. Chase didn't just lose a father, he lost his anchor. Detective Daniel Wilder wasn't the type of dad who only showed love with words. He showed it by showing up. Every game, every award, every bad day. Daniel was the man who made Chase feel safe. In a world that constantly demanded strength from boys. And when the news came sudden, tragic, and final, Chase's heart cracked in a way he didn't know was possible. The funeral was full of suits and handshakes, and I'm sorry for your loss. But none of it felt real, because the one person Chase needed most was the one person he could never call again. That was when Ava Sinclair walked into his life like a quiet miracle. Ava was the kind of girl who listened with her eyes and spoke with her heart. She'd always been there, same school, same grade, but grief has a way of making you notice the people who feel like home. Ava didn't try to fix Chase. She didn't tell him to be strong. She simply sat beside him when no one else knew what to say. She left him notes when he skipped class. She reminded him to eat. And somehow, with her, the pain didn't disappear, but it stopped suffocating him. Chase, in return, became Ava's lifeline too. Ava's world was made of pressure, grades, deadlines, and scholarship applications. She carried stress like a second backpack, and Chase noticed, so he started tutoring her after school. He explained math like it was easy, and celebrated every tiny improvement like she'd just won a championship. They became each other's peace. And then came the biggest night of the year, the winter formal. The whole school talked about it like it was a movie scene waiting to happen. Lights, music, dresses, slow dances. It was also Chase's first birthday without his father. Chase didn't want pity. He didn't want sad looks. He wanted one night where the grief didn't win. So Ava promised him something simple. Let's make it a night you'll never forget. Chase rented a tux, cleaned up his father's old watch. Even their parents got involved. Ava's mom helped with her hair and dress. Chase's mom helped with the decorations. And the school buzzed with excitement. Everything was perfect. Until 2 hours before the dance. Ava disappeared. Chase texted her, "You ready?" No reply. He called, straight to voicemail. He checked her house. Her mom hadn't seen her since she left to meet someone from school. Panic hit like ice water. Chase's hands shook as he ran through every possibility. Maybe she got caught up. Maybe she wanted to surprise him. But the feeling in his chest wasn't romantic. It was primal. The same fear he'd felt the day his father died. By the time Chase reached Eastbrook High, the formal was already coming alive. Students arrived in glittering dresses and sharp suits. Teachers stood by the doors smiling. Music testing echoed through the gym. And Chase stood there, dressed for a night of happiness. Feeling like he was drowning, he pulled aside Mason Cole, his best friend, and Riley Hart, Ava's closest friend, and told them the truth. Ava's missing. The word spread faster than the music. People searched the parking lot, the bathrooms, the hallways. Someone checked behind the stage. Chase pushed through the building, but Ava wasn't there. And with every minute that passed, Chase felt something break inside him. Because he'd already lost the person he loved most once, he couldn't survive losing Ava too. Then the first clue appeared. A folded paper slipped under the door of the principal's office. No name, no stamp, just one sentence written in sharp black ink. Stop looking, she's safe. Safe? If she was safe, why couldn't she answer? Why couldn't she come back? Mason grabbed Chase's shoulder. This isn't normal. Riley's face went pale. Ava would never do this. Chase didn't answer. He couldn't, because deep down, he already knew. This wasn't Ava running away. This was Ava being taken. He left the school without thinking. The cold night air slapped his face as he ran to his car. heart pounding like a drum. Then his phone buzzed. One message, unknown number. Meet me where the river bends. Come alone. Chase's stomach dropped. The river bend was far from Eastbrook. It was quiet and isolated, and yet Chase didn't hesitate. Because if Ava was out there, nothing else mattered. When he arrived, the road was empty. The trees stood tall and silent. Chase stepped out of the car, calling Ava's name into the darkness until his voice cracked. Ava! Then he saw her. She was standing near the water. Chase ran to her. She rushed into him like she'd been holding her breath for hours. Ava, what happened? Where were you? His voice broke. Ava pulled back, tears in her eyes. Chase, I didn't want to leave. I swear I didn't. Then she looked past him, and Chase felt his blood turn cold. A figure stepped out from the shadows. A man in a dark coat, shoulders familiar. He moved slowly. Chase forgot how to breathe, because standing there, alive, was his father. Chase's knees almost gave out. He stumbled backward, staring like he'd seen a ghost. Dad! Daniel's eyes softened, full of pain and love and something heavier, regret. You would have become leverage. Ava wiped her tears, voice trembling. He reached out to me 2 days ago. He said he needed a way back into your life without risking you. Chase stared at Ava, betrayed and confused. You knew? Ava shook her head fast. Not everything. I didn't know it would turn into this. I didn't know you'd panic. I didn't know. Her voice broke. Daniel stepped closer, his voice low. I planned to reveal myself after the dance. I thought, one last normal night for you. One last moment where you weren't the boy who lost his father. Chase's tears fell harder now. Not just from pain but from love. Because no matter how angry he was, his father was standing right there. Alive. Breathing. Real. Daniel's eyes filled. I loved you enough to disappear. The river wind blew between them, and they ran to each other's arm.